ever before.
Cue the music!
Hey everybody, this is Stitch1993 and welcome to VHS Pile, where I talk about media that was exclusive to the VHS format. And today I'm talking about one of my favorite things, Muppets. And this is actually one of a couple VHSs I will talk about in the next, not this year, but next year. I'm definitely going to talk more about Muppets because they actually had a lot of videos that never got released on any other format other than VHS. So like usual, I'm going to look at the tape itself and the box, and then I'll go over the media. So today we're going to look at a Muppet Classic Theater that released in 1994, riding right off the coattails of the classic Muppet Christmas Carol that released just 2 years prior, and was before the Muppet Treasure Island that would release 2 years later. So looking at the cover here, we got the nice clamshell, we got a purple background, at the top it says Jim Henson Productions presents Muppet Classic Theater, and the Muppet Classic Theater is kind of an art style that was it was really prominent in the 90s there. I've seen it on a couple of shows from around that time. Then we have hand-drawn cover that has Kermit, Miss Piggy, and Gonzo. And then Rizzo the Rat at the bottom. Kermit is dressed up in his King Midas outfit. I believe Miss Piggy is in her outfit from either The Emperor's New Groove or also King Midas. And then Gonzo is in his outfit from Rumpelstiltskin. And it says, we're at the bottom, where 6 fairy tales take a wacky twist. On the spine, we've got the green Jim Henson Video logo at the top. The same Muppet Classic Theater print on the side there, and then Kermit right there at the bottom with the VHS information underneath that. At the back, we've got the barcode at the top right, and it says, "Raise the curtain on the Muppets, an all-new production made exclusively for video. The Muppets presents 6 ever-so-original, ever-so-funny spoofs of classic fairy tales and favorite fables. Original show-stopping, toe-tapping tunes add just the right note to each timeless tale. Leave it to the Muppets to tickle these tales into hysterically charming stories everyone in your family will love." And then we've got the 6 stories presented with each a little snapshot of a clip from the show. So we've got the 3 Little Pigs. It says, after a lot of huffing and puffing, first-time homeowners learn sisters know best. King Midas, the Muppet touch turns the classic into 14-karat fun. Rumpelstiltskin, the Muppets put a hilarious spin on this colorful tale. The Boy Who Cried Wolf, the way Gonzo gets everyone to believe him is unbelievable. The Elves and the Shoemaker, there's no business like shoe business in the land of Memphis. And the Emperor's New Clothes, Fozzie's brief role will leave you in stitches. And it has the running time of 68 minutes. It's in color. It's not rated. We've got the Jim Henson Video logo at the bottom and then the copyright information below that. Looking at the tape itself, it's in the normal black tape. We've got all the print in a white color print. And it's got the Jim Henson Production presents Muppet Classic Theater and then the copyright information below that.
Oh, just old stories.
What, we couldn't afford new?
No, I mean, yes. Listen, these are old stories everybody knows and loves.
I don't know, seems like a scam. I mean, you buy a new tape and you get old stories everybody's already heard.
Oh, will you be quiet?
This is actually the very first and really only Muppets movie, it's considered, that was ever released on VHS exclusively. There were other Muppet-centric videos that did release on VHS, but those were usually just either clips from the television show or like more educational stuff that was not feature length. This was around the same time that the Jim Henson Company or Buena Vista were releasing a lot of Jim Henson's older fairy tale classics, re-releasing them again on VHS the same year. So it was kind of like a whole little collection. As I said, we'll get to those later on next year. I will talk about those. And I have talked about Muppet videos in the past as well, so if you're interested in hearing more about Jim Henson videos that were exclusive, I have touched upon another VHS pile, which was Tell the Bunny Picnic. And then, yeah, we'll go from there. Now, it is true that this is just kind of the Muppets' take on a bunch of classic fairy tales there. However, it's not so much spoofs as it is. There is a little bit of changes in some of the stories, mostly to make some of the stories more current with that time of when the VHS was made. Like the elves in the Shoemaker story are Elvis themed because you get it, Elvis. And then, yeah, everything else is almost, from what I recall, pretty by the book, no pun intended. We do have Gonzo and Rizzo kind of being the narrators in between the stories, and they also introduce the stories as well there at the beginning. So you've got that carrying over from Muppet Christmas Carol. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just like Muppet Christmas Carol, it didn't so much spoof the story as just kind of added that Muppet flair to it. So, I mean, this is a great one to like show kids, get kids introduced to a bunch of classics stories there. It's I would put it like right up there with like Sesame Street's kind of stories, like not as cutesy. It's definitely, meant for a slightly older audience, but you're not going to get anything, really different out of these stories here, in my opinion. As I said, this never got like a DVD release. Looking up, I did find out that in some European locations, they did get like parts of this VHS on some of the very best of the Muppet Show DVDs. But from what I looked up, it looks like they kind of split them into like their own episodes, and some of the stories are like cut or like changed a little bit, so you're not going to get as much as you would get if you just saw down the VHS. Now, the VHS itself, very easy to find and very cheap as well. Of course, you can also catch it here on YouTube as well as the Internet Archive. If you are a fan of the Muppets or just want to see more Muppet media, this is definitely one to check out. And I've got to ask, have you seen this one, or is this your first time hearing about it? And if you have seen it in the past, where would you rank it with the other Muppet book-based films? And the book-based films I'm talking about is Christmas Carol and Treasure Island. I honestly would put this at the bottom. There, it is, kind of comparing apples to oranges with the production value of the films compared to the made-for-video movie. I mean, they're still in the same vein, and it is still Muppet classic fun there, so I still definitely recommend giving it a check out. And yeah, if you enjoy watching videos about VHS exclusive media, I've got a whole slew of them that I've done over the past couple years, and make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see future VHS Pal videos. And if you got any suggestions, Muppets or otherwise, let me know down in the comments, and I'll look it up, and if I'm able to find it for a reasonable price and it looks interesting enough, I'll add it to my review list. And until then, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.